Today is a boat day and we are on the Coosa River at Greensport RV and Marina. The challenge is going to be, because they let a lot of water out this time of year, is to see if we can get down this boat ramp. So we got a pontoon boat. I think there's like 8 of us to get in the pontoon boat, but what we have to really check out right now is to see if we can get the boat down here. Just a week ago this was way up here and all this was level, and now you can see it's really lowered down a lot. All this was underwater just last week. All this was underwater. Now it's way down here, but there's boats out there, so chances are we'll be all right. We just need to make sure that the boat won't drop off the end of the ramp.
We sold our house along with almost everything we owned, and we packed up the RV to live a lifestyle on the road. Now we're free from sticks and bricks and that old life we used to know. Come and join on our adventures, all the places that we'll go. And living in the RV is sublime. Destination full time.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jason.
I'm Julie.
And we're Destination Full-Time. And today we are on a boat in the Coosa River in Alabama.
And we've kidnapped all of our friends.
That's right. We've got all of our friends here, and we're going to do a Q&A about RV lifestyle because we are all full-time RVers. So, Julie,
let's
take
get
it away.
Started. I would say the biggest question is, what do you miss about a Sticks and Bricks and what do you not miss? Now, my friend April here is going to tell us.
The only thing I miss is the holidays. That's literally the only time I ever miss it.
You mean having a place for everybody
Having
to
a
go?
place for, we have big families, so having a place for everybody to come for the holidays, I do miss that. Beyond that, not a thing. I don't miss the maintenance, the bills, none of it.
The cleaning?
The cleaning, not one bit of it.
Tommy, you miss anything?
My big fenced backyard for the dogs to run.
Kevin, is there anything you miss?
No.
Caitlin?
I miss none of it.
Becky?
I miss the big backyard.
What do you miss?
Me? I don't miss anything. I second what April said.
So Tommy and Becky work camped for how long?
3.5 months.
3.5 months, and they're going to tell us if it's worth work camping.
Most definitely. I mean, we got to travel and see the country.
Well, tell us about where you went.
We went to Minnesota, Hackensack, Minnesota, and worked at a not an RV resort, but a cabin resort, and just did general lawn maintenance and stuff like that. But the trip up was half the fun. I mean, we got to see a lot of the country.
And you had an RV place, so you stayed in your RV while you worked there.
Yeah, and of course we got our site. It was all paid for, full hookup. Was able to save a little money for the trip home. Had a good trip home.
How many hours did you work a week while you were there?
Just 10 hours a week is all it took to get our full hookup spot. And then the trip home was even greater. Went up around the Upper Peninsula, Mackinac Island, Got to go over the Mackinac Bridge. Had a good time.
And the best part, what were your toys? What kind of toys did you get to play with?
Toys?
The boat, the side.
Oh,
side by
yeah, we're on
side.
a pontoon and we got free access to boats, and I mean, the fishing was awesome. I mean, that was the best part about the whole time. Got to do a lot of fishing, got a freezer full of fish. Great. Enjoyed the heck out of it.
So you would do work camping again?
Oh, most definitely. I'm looking at some jobs maybe for next year. Just
Where are you going to go next time, you think?
we're still looking. I mean, that's the whole beauty of it. I mean, you can kind of pick and choose where you want to go.
So our friends April and James are full-time stationary in an RV, kind of. So every 30 days they have to move to a new spot because the campground, that's what their rules are. So what do you guys, what's the greatest thing about being in that campground? But obviously you don't like having to move every 30 days. Tell us a little bit about it.
Our favorite thing about the campground is definitely the people there. And we're on the lake, but we just have to stay fairly local to our jobs.
Okay,
So we
there's a
can't
reason
like
you have to be in that area.
travel like some people do. So we just have to be within so many miles of our jobs.
But James, you have to literally tear everything down just to move.
You? I'm interjecting this time.
The first thing you do is make sure she has her stress pills. They disappear for a couple hours.
Let them work itself out.
So your job is to hook up and move it.
And my job is all the
everything
rest.
else.
Clean up on top, blow the leaves off, make sure nothing's going to get caught up in the slides, and
Yeah.
take all the locks off.
Well,
turn
now-
all the gases off, and
But we actually have a pretty good flow. I do the
You got a good
inside.
system?
I pack everything up, and then he actually moves it itself. And you know, everything's on wheels. All of our totes have wheels on them, and that makes a world of difference.
Now I heard
And
of-
half my stuff inside is on Velcro. So
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
So
you
even
don't have
most
to
of that
worry
doesn't
about
have to
it.
be-
There goes a boat. Check it out. Okay, so I heard a rumor that you guys have a hot tub now. How's that work every 30 days?
we have not had to move it yet, but I will say that thank you, Caitlin. But it doesn't matter how hard it is to move it. I'm literally in it every day. So we will figure that part out.
Yeah, we're all a little jealous.
Yeah, so when Caitlin started traveling, she decided to get rid of her hot tub, and guess who got it?
Our friend Caitlin, we actually filmed her RV. She has a Montana 3855 BR. Is that correct? That is correct. Okay, so we filmed a walkthrough of her RV. So if you did actually see that video, you would remember.
And if not, we'll put a link to it right here. Or maybe over here. I never can remember. One of these sides will be a link to it.
Absolutely.
She wants more views because Tommy's tour got more than hers. So she wants more views. So help a sister out and go to her video and check it out.
So if you watched that video, you would remember our friend Caitlin is engaged, and her fiance at the time was not moved in yet. So now he is, and they're gonna tell us how they've transitioned to living together in a very small space.
And her fiance is this guy,
Kevin!
the Mushroom Man. If you watch that episode, I'll link it right here. But you'll
He's the
know
Mushroom Man.
he knows all about mushrooms. Anyway, to the question, Caitlin.
So the biggest point was to be organized. So I have bins and organization for everything. So as he was bringing his stuff in, we had to make sure that it already either had a home or we made a home. So that was the biggest thing. He's got his own area. I have my own area. And
Did he get more than that cabinet we talked about in that video?
he did.
He
got
did.
more. He got it. He has an entire room now. So
A dresser and a closet.
yeah.
Litter
Wow.
box.
Litter box?
Yeah. A little weird, but you know, it works.
So yeah, it actually worked perfectly. All of his stuff that he brought already had a home, so I just had to intermingle it with my stuff, and it was already there.
So any issues about like space now that you're down, you have one bathroom, any like no issues at all?
No, I just know that, like, if he needs to use the bathroom, it's like you get out quickly.
And don't go in shortly after.
So you have a really good, powerful fan, is what you're saying.
Yeah. No, it's really, he has 0 bladder space. So,
Yeah,
yes.
be problems. Either go to jail for going outside or make a mess.
So I have a question. I have a question for Kevin. So Kevin, as you probably have determined, just recently downsized from a house to moving into an RV with Caitlin. And Kevin's a big outdoorsman, so I'm sure he had a lot of gear and stuff he had to kind of downsize. He had boat, he had a lot of stuff. So do you miss anything about any of that kind of stuff, or did you basically bring most of it all with you?
I had to skinny down a lot of stuff, but I managed to bring the all the main things that I needed, and everything pretty well fit together. And you know, with her organization, now that I'm here on the river, I wish I still had my John boat, but
yeah,
otherwise I really don't miss a whole lot. I just realized, you know, in the process of moving, just how much stuff I didn't need.
Yeah.
And so
Definitely
I've got everything I need.
learned.
I think
I
think everybody can say that, right? Because
Yeah.
we all
Yeah.
got rid of a lot of
We had no
junk.
idea we didn't need so much of it, for
Yeah.
sure.
So everything I own fits right in my truck.
And after our last video, when you were talking about cleaning out storage, I ended up cleaning out my storage, so I have no storage now. Everything I own is in my RV.
That's a huge feat.
It is, because I had not planned to do that until you talked me into it, and
So our video helped you with that?
it did.
Nice.
Yeah, I think for us that was probably the second greatest relief after getting rid of the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Was not
I
having
felt so
storage.
good to get rid of storage, especially when it was costing $200 a month.
Right, absolutely.
One thing that's unique about our situation here as the guys, right, is all the guys in this boat are good cooks, or at least cooks.
Great cook.
Sometimes, well, I don't know if we're great cooks or it's just great because you guys don't want to cook. So maybe that's what makes it great.
That's an accurate
Pretty
statement.
much it.
But nonetheless, all the guys cook, and I mean, Julie can cook. She doesn't really like to cook, and I think Becky's kind of the same way. But then we get into Caitlin and April, and not only do they not like to cook, they really can't cook. So I think Julie has some questions regarding cooking for April and Caitlin. So let's see what she has.
Our friend Caitlin has an issue with reading recipes and understanding how much you make regarding more people. So if the recipe calls for 4 people and you have 12 people, you kind of have to be mindful of that and get more ingredients. So I have a story. When we were at DeSoto State Park in Alabama, she thought she would be so sweet. A whole group of us were coming in and she was going to cook dinner for all of us, so we didn't have to worry about it. All we had to do was unpack and set up. And when we went over there to start, she wanted everybody to cook for us, or for her. Like, she brought the stuff, but she wanted to actually cook it, so she brought it. So that was sweet. She brought the stuff, and then Jason went to cook along with Tommy, and then they realized that she only had enough for
I had enough based on the recipe. The recipe called for 1 bag of cabbage, 1 whatever the recipe said you needed, that is what I bought.
and she didn't know that
not calculating
yeah.
in the fact that there were more people
Right.
than what the recipe
Almost
served.
double the amount of people.
Yeah. So we all had, it was egg roll in a bowl. It's an amazing recipe. We can actually add it. But everybody had a little appetizer, like a bite of it by the time it was cooked. So we're trying to get Caitlin to learn
Then we
more
cooked
about
hot
that.
dogs.
Yeah.
So we had an egg roll in a bowl as an appetizer, and then we cooked hot dogs.
Yeah. So we're trying to teach Caitlin more about how you calculate that when you double or triple, or that you should do that. You should actually look and see how many it serves. So she's learning.
Oh, and the other thing is, so then the next morning I went to cook eggs, and just so you know, when you cook eggs on a Blackstone, you kind of have to like block the hole, otherwise all the eggs just flow right down through the grease,
level, yep.
the grease hole. So that was another great experience.
And this morning she had another experience with the griddle. So she was making some eggs, and they didn't roll out the back this time, but because they stuck to the griddle and couldn't roll out the back because she forgot to put any oil or butter down and before she put the eggs on. So,
Always oil your
so yeah, so she's learning. And in another 4 or 5 years, she'll be a master chef.
In another 4 or 5 years, I might actually be able to cook an egg.
April, have you had any cooking issues? Mishaps?
Oh my gosh.
Should we ask James?
I'm good for.
I don't even know where to begin. I'm just not a good cook. I know it. God knew what he was doing giving me a man that cooked, so we didn't starve to death.
If I say anything, I won't even get a grilled cheese anymore.
Now, she does make a mean grilled cheese.
I do. Thank you very much.
I must say, she does make a mean grilled cheese.
Becky, you cook
Yeah,
when you're made to.
yeah. I'll do soup.
She does make good soup.
Chili.
She does make good
Chilies,
chili.
yep.
And chili.
It is difficult to cook, especially when you have a crowd. We have a big family that does not live with us. But when they come over, my pantry's this big. So, and my fridge is this big. I don't have a real big refrigerator. So to be able to go to the grocery store and have everything to fix for the big family is very hard to,
They make bigger campers.
oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
James just got to go ahead and get a bigger camper with a residential fridge.
And a real pantry.
That's what I heard out of that. That's right, and an island, yep.
Outside kitchen.
In a doghouse.
Ooh, we don't know about a doghouse. All of us full-time RV. I love it. What about the rest of you?
Absolutely.
Love it.
The pros make up for the cons.
Would anybody on this boat, anybody, would y'all go back to a house?
No.
No.
Oh.
Nobody would go back to a house. So that says a lot about RV living and the RV lifestyle. So if you're thinking about getting into it, we highly recommend it. We love it. There are challenges, as you can tell. Same challenges happen in an RV that happen in a house. Things break, you get in arguments, you get in fights. The difference, I think, in a house and an RV is in a house you probably had another room to go to. In the RV, you got all of nature to go to. So most of us spend a lot of time outside. And that keeps our wives happy and us married and us happy as well, because we all like the outdoors. That's why we did this kind of lifestyle in the first place. We hope that you enjoyed this video. We hope that you liked the video. Comment to the video, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, costs you absolutely nothing, and helps us out a lot. Until next week, we hope that you find your next destination.
And living in the RV is sublime. Destination full time.